started crying. Like I was wailing. I cried. I was crying. You know that kind of cry, you be crying and you be shaking. Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming back. Thank you so much to the people who viewed my first YouTube video, those who commented, those who liked, and especially those who subscribed. I am super, super grateful. And I'm so happy you're coming on this ride with me. And I'm promising you it's going to be one hell of a ride. It's going to be fun, it's going to be adventurous, and it's going to definitely be interesting. And if you're just a new viewer of this channel or someone who just came across this channel for the first time, kindly stay here. This is where it happens. Stay here, subscribe, and be ready to have fun with me on Winging It with E. Yeah. So today's topic is kind of very controversial, and I want to put out a disclaimer before I start talking about this. So my topic might not go down well with some people. I'm sorry in advance and I'm apologizing, but I just have to say this so that people can learn from my experience, and so that if you've never had an experience like this before, you will definitely learn, and probably in the future take preventive actions, to prevent falling into issues like this. So the title of this video is why you shouldn't tell your friends and colleagues that you are traveling. Before I went on my vacation, I told my colleagues, I told my friends I was traveling, and they all came with different requests. Oh, buy this bag for me, buy that for me, buy the other one for me. And I agreed to do all of that. Fast forward to when it was time for me to leave Dubai, I tried weighing my luggages and I felt like, whatever it is, I had some money with me, and I felt that whatever it is, if it comes to extra luggage wahala, I'll be able to sort it out with the money I had on me. Now, I used the scale at home that wasn't quite accurate, so my extra luggage came to like 32 kg. And also, if you travel a lot, you know sometimes you can find lenient or nice what's it called now, flights. Anyway, those people at the counter when you go to check-in, yes, you might find flight staff that are kind of nice, and they might just waive the 2 kg 3 kg for you. It happens a lot. So I felt even if they don't want to waive it for me, I had about $100 in my purse. I was just going to pay for extra luggage. Few months before that, my friend had traveled to Canada and she went with extra bags, and she told me she paid just $100. So I was thinking that it would also be the same thing in this my situation. Anyway, I and my sister-in-law went to the airport in a taxi, and something funny even happened on our way to the airport. The taxi driver was asking us if the flight is an if the flight is a business class flight or an economy flight. And then me and my sister-in-law were like, what's doing this one? What's doing this? But well, we didn't know that he was asking us that question because he wanted to be sure of where he would drop us off, because the part of the airport for business class flights is quite different from the part of the airport where you go on your economy class flights. So anyway, we told him we're going on economy. I was going on economy, sorry. And then he was like, so it was later we now discovered. Anyway, I'm sorry to digress. So back to our story. So my sister-in-law and I got on a taxi and we went to the airport, and she told me her final buys and she left the airport. So I was there really early, so I just walked to the counter now with all of the confidence, like whatever it comes to, I've got my money, I'm going to pay for extra luggage. And I got to the counter and there was this very cold lady. That lady was just so cold, really cold. I don't want to talk about the country she's from, because I've noticed that all of my experiences with people from that same country is always more of a nightmare. So I walked up to her and, oh, okay, where's your ticket? I gave her my ticket, your passport. And then she was like, oh, ma'am. She didn't even say, ma'am, I'm sorry. She was like, okay, let me weigh your bags. And then the very first bag she kept on the scale was already 6 kg over the allotted baggage allowance. That was when my problem started. So she told me, I'm sorry, this bag is overweight. You have to pay for extra luggage. And I was like, okay, no problem. Still with the confidence that I had $100 in my wallet, you know. And then I was like, okay, just 6 kg. How much is that going to be? And then she told me a whooping $262. I was like, Funkini, for what? For just 6 kg, $262. Hey! Ekunde o. Ha! And I knew I was in trouble. Then my carry-on luggage, I had like one carry-on bag, another laptop bag, another bag I bought for one of my colleagues. I just had different things. And then she was like, oh, I'm sorry, on your carry-on luggage, your carry-on luggage allowance is just going to be a backpack and a bag. So you have to do away with the extra things you have. Now, this is not the first time I was getting on a flight, but I don't know, some airlines are nicer than some other ones. So I just felt that all airlines would probably just give you a little bit of grace, you know, but I was very wrong. So I looked her in the eye. I told her, $262 is a lot for 6 kg. That's, I was prepared for extra luggage, but I just have $100 with me. And the next thing this girl said was that, okay, that's a trash can. You can trash the extra things you have. Hey, I should trash people's things. I should trash my own things, because what I do most times when I travel is the clothes I take on my journey, I throw them away and use the space to put in new things that I have shopped for. I should do what? Where do I even want to start from? How will I even know that the things I'm about to throw away are up to the extra luggage we need to get rid of? Where do I want to start from? And this lady was the coldest human I've ever met in my life. She was so uninterested. I'm not saying she should have been interested because it was my business, but she was just like, nothing concerned me. Well, anyway, there were these two guys that were trying to be friendly to me, Nigerian guys, and immediately they just noticed that me and the flight staff was having some front and back. They just disappeared. Hey, so I was just basically on my own. Now, on that vacation, I didn't have a SIM, so there was no means of communicating. The only means of communication I had was the Wi-Fi at home. But I wasn't at home. I was at the airport. There was no Wi-Fi. There was no SIM. And I was in a fix. I started crying. Like I was wailing. I cried. I was crying. You know that kind of cry, you be crying and you be shaking. So there and there, an angel just came. A black Kenyan man just came. And he was like, ma'am, are you okay? And then I said, no, I'm not okay. And then he was like, take it easy, take it easy. What is the problem? And so I explained everything to him. So he said, okay, I'll give you my phone to call your sister-in-law to see if she can come to the airport and come and pick up the extra things. So he gave me his phone to call, and I started calling. I called. Only for me to remember that my sister-in-law went for an event, a singing event in her children's school. And I'm sure she probably put her phone on silent. She didn't even hear the phone ringing. I had nobody else in town to call. He asked me, do you have a friend? I said, yes, I have a friend. But even when I was in Dubai, I didn't get to see her because of how stressful her job is. So she's not even an option for this kind of predicament. So he said, so what would be the next thing you would do now? Like, this guy literally took my problem like his own problem. And then I was like, I don't know. I have only $100. I cannot afford to pay $260 something. I can't even borrow to pay because most of these things are not even my things. So he said, okay, we'll do something. He told me to go downstairs and get a lightweight bag, and then he told me I should keep my things with him. He would take care of my things because that was where he was working. He's those people at the airport that arrange the carts, the trolleys, and make sure everywhere is in good condition, like everywhere is clean and neat. So he couldn't leave his station, so I had to go. I went, I bought a lighter weight bag. So I came back up with a lighter weight bag, and then we started taking off all the extra things, and then we put them in the lightweight bag. Another problem I had was my carry-on luggage bag was just heavy on its own before I even put the things. So when I got rid of that bag, I didn't think about it twice. I got rid of the bag. I put the other things inside the bag, and it now came to a weight that someone could carry in their carry-on. So he said, okay, so now we've done your check-in bags. Go and check in these bags now. I was so happy. I just carried my 2 bags that I was to check in. I just went back to that wicked lady. And then I was like, my ticket, my passport. So she weighed the bags, and then she was like, she didn't even care. Then she was like, I was like, whatever. My bags were checked in. Now, I still had the carry-on, the extra carry-on bag. How were we meant to deal with this one? So he said, don't worry. You know what will happen? We'll look for someone who is African like you, explain to the person, beg the person. If the person doesn't have a lot on them, they could just help you carry that extra bag through, is it customs? I don't know. Is it customs or immigration or whatever? Those people that check your things, before you get on the flight. So I said, okay. So we started looking for someone who would help us. So he would tell me, look at those 2 guys there. They look like they don't have a lot of carry-on luggage. Go and talk to them. Or more, as I'll just be walking towards them, like, excuse me, I have a problem. They will disappear. I did that. 2 men, they just looked at me like I was an alien, and they just walked away. I saw a lady, hello ma'am. Immediately they just hear I have it. They'll just disappear. So I told him that, see, this is a problem. At the airport, nobody wants to help you with your luggage. This is the problem. He was like, don't worry. Like, this guy literally just came like an angel, like somebody sent him to come and help me. So he was like, okay, look at this young lady coming with her child. They had just 1 carry-on and her handbag. Then he said her child should also have a carry-on bag, so she has space to help us. Let me go and talk to her. So he walked up to her. I think the lady was much more receptive because he was wearing the airport staff uniform. I was just behind him, and then he started talking to her. My friend here has a problem. Can you just help her? It's a carry-on bag, And I was just behind the guy. I was just doing like this, please, man. Oh my God. please, ma, help me. Please, ma, help me. Fortunately, she was a Nigerian. And then she was looking at me. Like, she looked at me from head to toe, looked at me from head to toe. I was like, please, ma, please. It's people's things that are here. Please, help me. Please, help me. And then she looked at me. She said, are you sure there's nothing in that bag? I said, there's nothing in the bag. You'll be in front, I'll be behind you. If they catch you, just tell them I'm the owner of the bag. You know? So she agreed. She agreed. And she took the bag and just walked through customs, checked everything, weighed. Okay, again, with that airline, you have an airline staff when you're about to get on the flight. I think I've seen it with like 2 different airlines. She got there, weighed the bag. It was her second carry-on bag. They were like, oh, hello. They were talking to her little boy and everything. Me, I was just behind them. And that was how I got on that flight to Nigeria with everything. I didn't have to throw away anybody's things. I didn't even have to throw away my own things. But do not pray to be in this kind of situation. This thing happened a while ago, so I've forgotten some of the details. It was a harrowing experience. It was a traumatic experience. One of the most traumatic days in my life. Never ever will I ever pray for this to happen to anybody I know. Never, ever. So please, be careful about telling people you are traveling because they will give you things to carry. Now, you might get angry because you fall into the class of people that whenever they hear anybody's traveling, they'll just say, hey, there's this cloth I want to send. It is not nice. It's not fair. It's mean. It's not good. If you know you're giving somebody things to carry or you're telling somebody to bring things, offer to pay for extra luggage. Or you fill up a different bag and give them money for extra luggage for a 23 or 25 kg bag and tell them to help you. Don't tell somebody to put things in their own things and carry for you. Like, it's not nice. But if you know you help people bring things, so they, like if you know you help people, you send people to take things, and you also help people bring things, then it's fine. But if you are somebody that you're just always sending people, bring for me, carry for me, bring for me, carry for me, bring for me, it's not a good thing. I'm still very grateful to that Kenyan young man. And the funniest thing was, when I crossed over to the other side, I looked at him and I told him, God bless you. I want to buy you lunch. He was like, buy me lunch. And then I looked at him and I told him this thing from my heart. I was like, God bless you. You are a good person. And since then, I'm not sure I've met anybody as good and kind as that Kenyan young man. I hope one day he gets to see this video somehow on YouTube. This happened, I think, in 2014 or 2015. I really cannot remember. Dubai Airport. If you get to see this, just know that you touched the soul. What you did for me, you will not understand the depth. Because I'm somebody that will not be comfortable throwing away people's things. I would rather throw away my own things than to throw people's things away. But you just saved me. You just saved the day. You saved me from the most traumatic experience I would ever have had. And maybe after that experience, after I would have gone through whatever I had gone through, maybe I would not even have had the urge to travel again because of what I went through. Thank you very much. And this is also like a wake-up call to everyone watching this video. Be kind. Be good. You don't know how you're saving someone. When I remember this story yesterday night, I cried. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. And if you've gotten to this part of the video, just know you're an amazing person. Thank you so much. Kindly comment, like, share your experience, and please subscribe to this channel, Winging It with E, where we talk about different things, rants, I share my opinion on things, and I also want to hear your opinions too. Till my next video, stay kind and be good. Bye.